this is a bit personal, so if you don't want to answer, you don't have to. When, Kurt passed, how did that affect you personally?
Yeah, I mean, of course his death touched me. I mean, that was really like, it affected all of us that knew him or had been, I mean, I'd seen him 2 weeks previously just on the street, and it was, very deeply affecting. I went to the private memorial for him. I didn't go to the one at the Seattle Center across the street. So, and it's, I mean, I think we've all kind of, for a while, we didn't want to talk about it or process it or, and then as time went by, we're just, you just get more comfortable, and it's just,
From an outsider's perspective, like someone who wasn't in the scene, I've always been curious, when Nirvana blew up, what was the reaction from you guys, and how did that affect the scene?
Yeah, when Nirvana blew up, it was kind of a little bit weird at times and disconcerting because suddenly, this sort of music scene that had been sort of ever growing, the bubble, from a really small core contingent of musicians and fans, suddenly it just didn't belong to us anymore. It was just, dudes that saw them on Saturday Night Live, and so, and then everybody wanted a piece of it, coming into town, and the bands like Nirvana would often just not even be in town, so we had to kind of deal with all these people coming in wanting a piece of it because they were out touring, doing their thing. So it just changed. It wasn't as much fun anymore at a certain point.
So, retroactively, would you guys have wished that it stayed small?
No. I mean, definitely not, because it was too. I mean, it was a way of making a living. I mean, everyone. I mean, I didn't, but everyone got to buy houses for the most part. I mean, it was like, okay, we also get. It's always fame. I think is always a double-edged sword, and the responsibility of being an artist and whatnot, I mean, I wouldn't be selling fine art prints today and talking to you. And I mean, it is what it is. So it's good that it, I mean, I think we all deep down wish that, the trajectory of fame and notoriety wasn't through tragic deaths of, individuals in the scene that still continue to happen. So to this day, there's that aspect. Yeah. I mean, it would rather just have become famous because of the music and the fun and the image and all that versus because of martyrdom and death.
Yeah, I hear you. You guys from the like the veterans of that scene, do you guys ever hang out and just kind of reminisce about old times?
Every once in a while, I mean, particularly when there's an event, maybe at Mopop or what used to be EMP, and certain shows or, reunions and whatnot. I mean, I don't go out as much as, say, some of them do. I just don't. Unless I'm working, I don't really enjoy going out to late shows.
And, totally to each their own.
Yeah. I mean, it just, I did it. I got,
Yeah, no worries, man. So
I'm a general. I can do what I want now.
Exactly. You earned the right. So, going back to the shows, you mentioned that when you first saw Nirvana, it was at a Sub Pop showcase. From what I understand, Sub Pop would do these showcases every once in a while, correct?
Yeah, I mean, that was, Sub Pop. The way Sub Pop evolved and became what it is because Bruce and John understood branding. And so, I mean, the Vogue Tavern, it was like 200 people, hole in the wall. But he started doing shows there, and he called it Sub Pop Sundays. This is back in like 86, 87, Sub Pop Sundays. So bands like Soundgarden, the Screaming Life EP cover that I shot was there on a Sunday night. Sunday nights were typically dead, but here, so Bruce made it special by featuring his bands and other bands that came through town, affiliated with them. So, and then that went on from there, and then they had the Lame Fests, and then they had, and now they're doing the big anniversary festivals, the SP30 a couple of years ago with, 50,000, 75,000 people out in Alki. So yeah, I mean, all the record covers were made to look similar with a lot of them, the singles, especially in the singles club, a photo or a piece of artwork with a band of type, Franklin Extra Gothic Bold. So it was, we understood, and he understood, older scenes and record labels and how that, Motown Stax and how that sort of operates, Sun Records, and how they had their roster and their look. And that's, that was one of the keys to success.
So cool. And you were one of the keys in terms of creating the image.
And that was, he saw my photography early on with Green River and was like, oh, dude, yeah, we have to just collaborate on this. And
so would you say it's fair to state that you had a big hand in creating the aesthetic of grunge?
I mean, I guess I would say that. I mean, it would have had its own look out once it moved outside of the circle if I wasn't photographing it. But I guess let's say that my photos, made people interested in what the hell's going on over there, and so I had a distinct look that I was after, and so I guess I helped shape it.
Was there any one photo that you're most proud of taking?
Yeah, that's a really hard question, but I mean, there's the big stage diver. It's actually behind you there. And that is a photo for the ages. That's probably my most iconic image that I've taken. So that was at a Nirvana show.
Yeah, and you said that in that photo, Tad is in there, and some of the guys from Mudhoney as well.
Yeah, you can see Mark Arm in there, and I don't know if Tad's in there or not. Probably somewhere, but a lot of people recognize themselves. I'd been photographing this bands in the Seattle music scene before Nirvana showed up. So Sub Pop became interested in them, and then I went out and photographed a gig, and then, went and did some promo shots, and then it was just kind of, history from there. We just became involved because I was the go-to photographer in the scene at the time.
Yeah. And how did you get there? Because, I mean, you worked with Mudhoney, Soundgarden, pretty much everyone in the scene, more or less. How did you get in that position?
Because they were my friends, and I was a photographer, and I was interested in photographing them, and we were just all sort of doing it together. It was a small scene, so we had no intentions of becoming famous, but it just worked out that way.
So cool. Was there any one band in particular that you enjoyed photographing the most?
I would say Mudhoney, are always one of the funnest, yeah. Mudhoney, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam. I mean, these days, Pearl Jam, the big stadium shows are pretty fun.
How does it feel comparing, back in the day when you guys were in the clubs to the stadium shows?
It's a whole different set of tools because, the club, you're crammed into a small space and right in front of the band. So at a stadium show, I mean, you're restricted to certain places, and there's this huge gulf between audience and band. So yeah, you have to use longer lenses, sometimes much wider lenses, find different perspectives. Pearl Jam shows are great because they're 2.5, 3 hours long. So you get a lot of opportunities to run around and shoot.
Was Pearl Jam always like that? Like they had the longer shows even when they were in the smaller clubs?
Yeah, I think they always played pretty long shows. Yeah, I didn't see them much in clubs early on, so I kind of picked up with them more when they were already starting to play big.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you see, make sure to subscribe for more. All the videos on this channel are original. I'm the one conducting all the interviews and editing all the videos together, so if you guys like what you see and you want to support, the best way to do so is honestly just to subscribe. Lots more to come.